The CR-V has been a huge sales success for Honda. Redesigned in 2012, for 2015, Honda's gone with a bit of a refresh. But Honda's done way more than just nip and tuck. They've dropped in a whole new drivetrain. Let's take a look. This right here is the 2.4-liter inline-4 out of the Honda Accord. It has what Honda calls Earth Dreams technology. What it brings to the CR-V is more power and economy. So the 2015 CR-V has more power, better economy, and it looks pretty good. Let's see how the rest of the package comes together, starting with the back seat. Hey, there's a lot of space back here. And we have room for iPads, and you also have individual vent controls. Overall, not bad. Quite nice, actually. Power lifting gate, and plenty of room. Cool feature here. If I want to lower the seats, I don't have to walk around the sides. I just pull that lever. And then under here, a full-size spare. Bink. The CR-V we're driving today is the all-wheel drive touring model. Price as equipped, $33,600, including destination. So with the touring, I have a proximity sensor, which unlocks it automatically. Okay, so here we are inside the 2015 Honda CR-V. And right off the bat, I can see this is an improvement over last year's model. Now, not too long ago, I drove the new Nissan Rogue, and I really liked it. However, the interior is a little bland. With this CR-V, Honda has added some elements up here, and I can just see right off the bat, it's a richer, nicer cockpit for doing business. So let's go ahead and turn on the car because it's a little warm today here in Seattle. This display is very attractive. We look at it, it has lovely resolution, it has some nice details, and like an iPad, you can pull and pinch the display for zooming in and zooming out. Pretty sweet. So we will notice that the display is high resolution and it looks great. Easy to find options. You just hit menu there and that gives you some options based on what my current mode is. Right now I'm in navigation. You can type in place name, category, address, all the normal stuff. It's very responsive and easy to use. Better yet, it looks good too. That's important. Go back to home and we can go to audio, and then you can just see all the different options this has for audio. If we go to menu and we do change source, we can see this has FM, AM, XM, CD, USB, iPod, Pandora, AHA, apps, Bluetooth, and HDMI. It's got everything. And let's special note on that HDMI. Why would you want HDMI for audio? Aha! You can plug an Xbox into this car. There's an HDMI port right back there next to not one but two USB sockets, and it will display your screen up here. Now, it won't let you do it while you're driving. However, if you're parked waiting for a ferry, you're camping overnight, or you're just stuck at the mall, you can always just play it on here. It's kind of a cool feature. Will I ever use it? Probably not. But it's cool. Somebody out there may like that. Below it, we have Aircon using traditional switchgear. All very nice. This is the touring model, so it has dual zone. I can also hit sync and it'll lock them up, so they're both the same. Below that, we have the gear shifter with the traditional PRND, as well as a sport and a low mode. Low mode being if we're towing something or if we just need that extra power for a super steep hill. Not likely. And beneath that, we have one of my favorite things, heated seats. We have low and high. Super nice. And I actually really like the way that they put this center console together. Let's take a look at this. It has little adjustable things, so if you want a huge bin, you can have it. You can make a narrower one. You can fit big cups, little cups. It's really cool. And then there's a spot right here for my phone and a spot in front of it for my change. That's right, no more change and phone coexisting in the same small pocket. Really nicely thought out. The seats are comfortable, though not terribly exciting. The steering wheel, it has lots of buttons. On the left, you have stereo control. On the right, you have the advanced cruise control, which also includes adaptive cruise control, and it also has lane keeping assistance. That's right, this car will steer for you if it feels that you're going outside of a lane. However, that can be easily defeated. There's a button down here if you don't like that. And the button will stick on or off depending on what mode you had it in last. Some more buttons down here. We have hands-free for Bluetooth phone. And then on the bottom right here, we have yet another set of controls. What are these for? They're for the third screen, which is located in the concentric rings in the middle of the gauge cluster. Now this gauge cluster is kind of cool. They also do the same cluster on the Accord, where you basically have kilometers per hour surrounded by miles per hour, surrounded by additional information icons, which are then flanked by, on the left, the tachometer, on the right you have engine temperature and fuel gauge. It's a very easy, clear ring system to look at, and I can also do lots of little things with my display here. I can have my cruise control give me some details. I can do instant miles per gallon, vehicle settings, oil life, average speed, average range, all the standard stuff right there, super clear. And then we have the other screen, which is above the main screen, and this one gives you your clock with a calendar. It also has app information, plus it has miles per gallon and radio settings. Lots of stuff. The nice thing, my favorite configuration, is to put this one onto navigation and then put the upper one on radio. That's kind of the nice setup for me. Overall, great interior, wonderful to do business in, and it really has some nice accents. I mean, there's this nice wood inlay in here with some nice metal trim pieces. It's very tasteful and definitely the best looking CR-V, both on the outside as well on the inside. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's new in this car. First off, they've redone the nose slightly. It looks a little bit more masculine than the previous model, more aggressive. And then on the inside, you have some more metal trim elements and some little pieces that they've added that really enhance the interior experience. Well, let's take this car for a drive and see how it does on the road. Now, this is, of course, equipped with a CVT. Now, any preconceptions you have about a CVT, if you drove one, say, 5 years ago, throw them out the window. CVTs are way better than the original CVTs that went on the market. This one in particular, it kind of drives like a traditional automatic. That's a good thing compared to how the original CVTs felt. They know that the buyer is looking for more economy than necessarily power. That said, this car does have enough power to be enjoyable to drive every day. Turning radius was actually really good there too. Let's go ahead and go over here, and we're going to bump it down into sport mode and see if that makes any difference. Oh! Another big improvement in this car isn't just the fact that it has more horsepower, it also has a lot more torque, almost 20 foot-pounds of torque more, and the torque comes on sooner than last year's model. So it feels significantly more powerful, even though it's only seen a moderate improvement in overall horsepower and torque. Very nicely done, Honda. It's not just more powerful, it's also economical. Rating 26 mpgs in the city, 33 on the highway. As far as body roll, yeah, there's some body roll, but it's not unacceptable. Now, you gotta keep in mind, this CR-V is a very important car for Honda. It has to appeal to the broadest swath of the public as possible. They've made it not just acceptable for the potential buyer, they have made it excellent for the potential buyer. That's not an easy thing to do, but I think here they've done an excellent job. This CR-V has what is Honda's take on the traditional blind spot identification system. Honda's done one better. Instead of just little lights to tell me there's somebody in my blind spot, this one shows it to me right there. I put my signal on, it shows it to me. It has a little camera on the side mirror, on the wing mirror, that shows me what's in my blind spot. It is so cool. I can also manually engage it anytime I want with a button right here, so I can look out the side. That is so cool. And in fact, it's a feature that I've now kind of wished was on every other car I would drive. It is a brilliant way of providing what I think is the best blind spot notification available. So that's my first look at the 2015 Honda CR-V. It is an excellent option that should really satisfy most buyers. I'm Ryan Douthit for AutoNation. Thanks for watching.